You're the one wearing a homeless sweater that you got from the Salvation Army.
This is my Bill Belichick sweater.
Can I sync this real quick?
That's a joke.
Hold on, let's see. 1, 2. All right, we're live, guys. Welcome. How you guys doing today? You guys doing all right?
No, I'm irritated.
Why? What happened?
Justin's pissing me off already.
First episode.
You know what I did?
What'd you do?
Just beat me.
You are pretty irritating.
I'm enough. Hey, microphone's right here.
Can you hear me? Yeah, thank you.
This is for the audience. Sir. Well, good content coming out of you guys right now.
So how do guys determine if...
Well, no, because we were in the Cabana Bay weight room, and he decided, wait, I could probably
really
lift
nice
more
hotel.
than you. It's a nice hotel.
Oh yeah, that's
And
what
then
we're
I-
In Universal, right?
Yeah.
And I outlifted him.
No, I outlifted you.
What were you guys lifting?
Is
no,
there a video of
Wayne
it?
outlifted you.
Like, clearly, like, night and day, I outlifted you. And then,
It
like,
was
a
obvious.
week later, we went and did legs, and I out-squatted you by, like, 100 pounds. Easily.
I think you're gonna make him cry.
And
What did you end up squatting?
It was like 365 for like 5 reps. Yes, it was.
No, for
Yes,
5?
it was. Yes, it was.
Yeah, but your legs were like this.
No, it wasn't. You're the one
Are
who
we
did
doing
squats on your
this
tippy
right now?
toes.
Are we doing this right now? Squat my tippy toes.
It looks like you're trying to hold in a shit.
Are you saying I do the clamshell?
Huh?
Are you saying I do the clamshell when I squat?
I don't know what that means. It's a wonderful reference.
Yeah, no, it's not. Like when you come down, you bend your back forward.
I'm better than you at everything.
Well, it's sex.
Ask Grace.
Let's ask Brandon.
Yeah, no, you guys are both amazing.
Brandon,
What are you better than me at?
Brandon, do you feel a difference? Apparently, Modern Warfare.
You're not better than me.
First, I didn't rage quit and sell the game.
DBZ games.
Sure.
Honestly.
DBZ knowledge.
That's not, that doesn't.
I mean,
care about
I don't even
DBZ.
know. I don't even know how much you
Well, just because you don't care about it doesn't mean that I'm not. Still not better.
So, I'm talking about things that we both care about.
I guess we'll just fight it on air, right? Just go ahead and start fighting. I would kick your ass.
I'll just go for the gut.
I wouldn't let you
She's
hit
got
me.
Crohn's
I wouldn't-
disease, for the record.
Aw.
I wouldn't let you hit me with it. That's the thing.
Dude, just sit back and be like, go for it.
Okay, so just for the viewers, there's a story where we were all playing a game called Dungeons and Dragons. At the time, it was Pathfinder. It's essentially the same thing. Doesn't matter. And Wayne and Brandon were playing, and Brandon was essentially the god of the
It's called the Dungeon
interaction.
Master. People, a lot of people know what we're talking about.
Okay.
People who watch Stranger Things. People know what Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any other?
It's okay.
I know where you're going with
Okay.
this, but that isn't. What does that have to do with? We didn't.
You're right. Sorry, I'll stop telling
We
this
got in-
story
we got in
for
an
content.
argument.
So everybody, before we started whatever this is going on,
I will say this though. One quick thing before we move on is I've actually beaten up
the both
Justin. No, Justin. I've never fought.
Me and Brandon's on.
I've never fought him. But I've actually me and him boxed and I destroyed him.
yeah?
I got a good hit on you though.
You did get a good hit. I was impressed.
Wow, yeah, you beat
How do
me
you
in
take it,
boxing.
though?
My
How do you
first
take
time boxing.
How do you
That's
take
still partially a fight. I mean, yeah. It's not
No,
working out, but-
I agree, but it's like I had kid gloves on, and you weren't going easy.
How do you know?
Why would he go easy?
Exactly, I know, because that's Brandon. Brandon doesn't go easy.
That's
Why
right.
would he go easy?
I do everything hard.
I remember that when we were about to box, and I said, just hit me one time in the head, so I can feel what it feels like. And I was just thinking, it's gonna feel like a cushion hitting my head because it's like a boxing glove. Hit me in the head. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
And then I was like, let's
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
And I'm sorry to cut you off, Alexis. What were you gonna say?
We were talking about...
Well, yeah, then no, I'm just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
What were you
So, anyways,
saying?
Kanye
yeah,
West.
Something about the... Apparently he is someone who's replacing someone else who had some sex scandal.
Oh yeah, John Chris. Did you guys hear about that? He's like, do you guys know who he is? John
Who's
Chris?
that?
He's a famous Christian comedian, but he's actually pretty widely accepted in like the mainstream as well as like being funny.
Clearly.
But he
You know that.
but apparently, I mean, honestly, you Google him, he'll pop right up.
Is that? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna make like the low hanging fruit joke. If you Google him, it'll show up on Google.
No, he'll show up at the top. So,
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
All you do is
If I
just
Google
type me
your
in.
name, you'll show up. at the top.
No, if you Googled his name, a gay superhero will come up.
that's actually true. Gay superhero will pop up.
I mean,
Marvel.
if you were a gay superhero.
But anyways, so, but he had a sex scandal, and he was like inappropriately trying to get with like married women and stuff like that, and like forcing them to do stuff or whatever, like getting them drunk and whatnot. And he had all these shows planned out, and so after like he got caught, he had to cancel, or he did cancel all his shows, and so now Kanye West is actually replacing him at one of his shows.
Oh, really?
I was like,
How crazy is that?
If you had to listen to like someone preach, would it be Kanye, Christian billionaire West,
Or Joel Osteen.
or Joel Osteen?
honestly,
Kanye West.
Kanye.
Well, I don't
Kanye.
know. Joel Osteen's
Who do you
really
think is
good.
more knowledgeable though?
Who do you think's more
Probably
likely?
Kanye.
Who do you think's more likely to start mentioning interdimensional like trans demons and all this crazy stuff? Like, if you want to be entertained, Kanye. If you want to like
Have y'all seen his Letterman interview?
his what?
His Letterman interview on Netflix? It's really good.
Mm-mm.
He gets into like
I
politics.
I
and gets off
think
the-
Kanye is extremely intelligent.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think he's dumb.
I think it definitely has.
I think he's mentally
mental.
unstable.
Yeah.
But
However,
he's very intelligent.
when you're that famous,
But he's
I'm
intelligent.
sure that would be
Yeah.
something.
No, he was crazy before.
That's always Kanye. I think people just thought he's crazier because he's supported Trump.
Well, yeah, that's gonna.
Well, that's not the only thing.
They're like, he said he's God and Steve Jobs and a walking God. And people are like,
That's
that's just
probably
Kanye.
He's a
And then
musical
they
God.
go, I support Trump.
You're
That's
crazy!
Crazy! I remember when he did the snatching the mic from Taylor Swift thing, and
God,
we
when
talked
was
about
that?
it.
I think it was 10
It's
years ago.
like 2008, I think.
Yeah.
And we talked about it in my my class, and some guy we were all talking about like kind of like the ethical, like if it's good, if it's bad. Some guy goes, I don't care. That's Kanye. And I was just like,
If you expect
Solid
anyone to do
position.
something like that,
That's
you
a
expect
solid
Kanye West to do
position.
it.
No flaws in that position.
I mean,
Let's not talk about like he came out with College Dropout, which is one of the greatest albums of all time. So he gets a pass.
He gets a pass in your opinion.
Yeezus is my favorite album.
Jesus, really?
Yeezus, yes, I love every
College
song on that
Dropout's so
album.
good.
I would say
That's awesome.
honestly, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is my favorite.
That one
song.
album of the year.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite album.
I think my favorite was College Yeezus Dropout was good. Yeah, that one was amazing.
You don't know any.
No, I don't listen to Kanye.
Please excuse him.
Yeah.
I will say I did listen to a few of the songs from the new album.
The new album, Jesus
I
King.
did. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
so
did.
good.
I haven't.
Kanye's the only artist that can literally just start screaming into a microphone on a song, and you're like, I like this.
Wow, this is
What a
this is
genius.
solid.
Pretty much. Or
What a genius.
Or Eminem back in the day.
I don't think anybody's done this before.
But hold on. I gotta press you a little bit, Alexis. You said Yeezus is your favorite album,
100%.
but that's the album.
Kanye album.
But that's
Not all time.
okay. No, I got you. That's the album with the song. Is it Bound?
Yeah, Bound 2. The one with Kim.
That song's so bad.
That's a good song.
It's not a bad song.
I think that's a subjective.
It's not the
It's-
worst song ever. I mean, it's definitely not
But
the best
but
song
if you
on
had to
the
make a
album.
list of all of Kanye's songs, I would say it's like
It's not.
the
I like that song. I was talking to
Bam.
someone today who was, we had the same taste in music because I went to go see Travis Scott. He was telling me how he likes Travis, and we were talking about Young Thug, and we were talking about all these different artists that we like. And then A$AP Rocky is one of my favorite. And he said he doesn't like A$AP. I'm like, how could you like A$AP?
It's because A$AP's made like 4 good songs.
I don't know, his
He
album
features
A$AP.
amazing, but I would say his like
His
personal stuff.
album before this last one that came out was really good. Almost every song on the album was really good.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how we like all these different artists. And he was naming songs of artists, and I'm like, how did you like that song? I can't give you a good example right now. I'm like, how do you like this? But then you turn around and you like
How do you like
this.
Photograph by Nickelback?
Because it's a good song.
I was in the 6th grade when that song came out.
If people make fun of Nickelback, like they say they're really bad, but you know everybody at one point in time
Listen to
bumped
Nickelback.
to Nickelback.
I did. I'm guilty of
Same
it.
with Creed.
Yeah,
Creed too.
Creed,
was
yeah.
really good.
I liked
was
Creed
little.
Creed 1 was pretty good.
I already beat you to it.
I know, I was like Creed 2. I was like, dang it, Bound 2.
What a follower.
Have you guys seen the new Black Widow trailer?
Oh no.
Yes, and everybody going insane about it.
Which stream do you watch that on now?
This new website called YouTube.
What is that? Tell me about
It's
that.
not on Amazon Prime or anything like that? Prime Video?
Why don't you just go on YouTube and
Just
type in
YouTube.
Black Widow trailer?
Probably Google Play, or I don't even know.
I
Is
thought
there
it was
other
out. I thought it
Vimeo?
was out already. I thought you were asking me had I already seen it.
No, just the trailer.
What were you talking about with the people back in the day who used to go watch the Star Wars trailers?
Oh yeah, like
the whole
I
tickets?
found that out. Yeah, I found that out today. Because obviously in 1999 the internet wasn't like it is today, but people would actually buy whole tickets to different movies just to watch trailer
Wow.
episode
Isn't
1
that
trailers
amazing?
and then leave.
We've come a long way.
Yeah,
Dude, for real.
How do you feel about the fat joke?
Oh,
and
and the
the
Black
Black
Widow
Widow
trailer? Yeah, I was gonna say that. I said that
Catch me
because
up.
people were going insane about the because there's a part where Hopper from Stranger Things.
David Harbour.
Yeah, David Harbour. Sorry, just almost Hopper.
I'm just known as David.
He's like the cop in Game of
In Stranger Things, yeah.
Stranger
Yeah, he's like the cop in Game of
Stranger Things.
Stranger Games.
He's the cop in Stranger Danger.
Anyways,
He's Stranger.
but I'm assuming he's the enemy because
No, I think he's a
no,
good
he's a
guy.
good guy.
I think
Is he a good guy?
I think
He's somehow connected to Black Widow and her sister.
Okay.
They're all sitting at the dinner table.
I thought maybe she was.
well,
gonna
okay,
fight him.
like their perspective of what a good guy is, because Black Widow is clearly working for
She's
whoever
taking
that
care of-
is,
Yeah.
and I mean at
She's
one
a
point
good
in
guy
time,
at that time.
I don't know,
No,
because
this happens.
I think it's right before maybe the events of like Iron Man 2 or maybe Avengers 1.
It happened after. I think it happened after Avengers.
The first one? No, because they mentioned in the Avengers movie, her and Hawkeye are like
That's what I'm saying.
fighting.
Oh yeah.
Because he says this is like what's the country?
Dubai.
What is it?
Is it Dubai?
Not Dubai.
Budapest.
Budapest. This is like Budapest,
Budapest.
and she's like, you don't
It
remember
happens
Budapest like I
sometime
do.
in the Marvel.
So clearly, I think it's either after Iron Man 2, which is her first introduction, or before it.
Well, it's her trying to clear her
Before
name and find out her path. Like,
Yeah.
I would say she's pretty mysterious.
but anyways, David Harbour, he puts on this superhero suit,
Mhm.
whoever he is, and he's like, "Oh, it still fits." And then they make a fat joke. I don't even remember what the fat joke.
She just was like, yeah, but you're still fat.
yeah,
I was like,
and people are losing their minds.
Over what?
it's fat shaming.
Fat shaming. Yeah.
Fat shaming. Honestly, I
I was 100% supposed to be born in like another era because that's ridiculous.
I think that people just need to get thicker skin.
I was so like, it's interesting. It's like the objective truth doesn't matter. It's like
No.
they called him fat.
Well, that's me and
Is
Nick
he?
talking the other day, and that's why I think like people like South Park and stand up is very important.
Oh my god, stand up is the worst. Or at least stand up isn't the
Well,
worst.
it's very
People
important
who
in today's
critique stand
society
up are the worst.
because like that's the only outlet that we can go to like make fun of dark situations. You know, or you like South Park. It's a really, lowbrow show, but at the same time, it's very smart in the way they poke fun at things.
Or even
Yeah.
a show like Family Guy. I was
No.
reading this article.
Family Guy is stupid.
No.
Okay, so
Maybe now, not
getting
then.
on the topic of people having thin skin. I read an article where Seth MacFarlane was talking about how they couldn't make the same jokes today that they made 10 years ago.
No, God no.
There's no way.
No, yeah, and that's the thing is it's happening so fast.
But they're getting criticized for the jokes they made
Like-
then. Now.
Yeah.
You take Dave Chappelle's new stand-up,
Which was hilarious.
which is hilarious, but Rotten Tomatoes only let 10.
Are we talking about the one where he wore the green jumpsuit?
All of them.
His newest one.
Any of them.
His newest one, which
think
I
that
think was
was
the
it,
green,
yeah.
green jumpsuit.
Where he makes all the lesbian jokes.
He
No,
makes
the-
a lot of
the
like
gay jokes.
LGBT jokes, transsexual jokes, women jokes.
LGBTQAAI.
My bad.
P
Yeah,
A B C D
yeah.
E
But he
F
talks
G.
about that, and then Rotten Tomatoes only let 10 very liberal critics review it, and they gave it a 0 to like, yeah. And
But
then
you know what?
people-
Dave Chappelle doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Whatsoever.
Doesn't care at all. But like he would go and make fun of certain things you can't make fun of. But he
You know
doesn't
what
care.
was pretty freaking hilarious? My favorite part was when he was talking about if you're gonna get sexually molested by somebody, I mean, if it's gonna be the king of pop,
Oh.
then by all means. I mean, did Michael Jackson suck your dick? Like, actual?
Wow,
That was so
way to
funny.
take it too far, Alexa.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
My bad.
This is G.
But
Now
it was
it's R.
funny. And see, now you're getting thick skin, or thin skin.
And he talks about how Michael Jackson would look at the kid's anus or something like that.
So horrible.
Oh my god.
But
But it's
it's the
funny.
HBO special.
Yeah.
That was taken off.
Oh,
It was really bad.
oh, that was taken
Oh,
off.
gosh.
Was it?
Yeah, it was taken off.
It was
No, it
really
was not.
bad.
Are you serious?
Come on,
Oh.
Leaving Neverland?
Yeah, they took it off.
Aziz, have you
I heard
did
I
you listen
had
to
a
Aziz's stand-up yet?
I don't support that kind of men.
Me, time's up. Me too. No, okay. So Aziz had a joke about what was it? It was about Michael Jackson versus R. Kelly,
Oh god.
and he said, "All right." He's like, "Let me ask you this: if Michael Jackson, one of these two accusations, the guy's like, yeah, I think it's two." In this documentary, they came for, "Are you still gonna listen to Michael Jackson?" He goes, "Yeah, of course I listen to Michael Jackson." He goes, "What if those 200?" He goes, "Well, I don't think so. I don't." He goes, "All right, well, let me give you a scenario that basically what you're telling me. Let's say it's 9/10/2001, and Osama bin Laden has the greatest jazz album ever put out.
Oh my god.
And on 9/11, the news is talking about the Twin Towers going down. They go, and we got word that the Twin Towers have gone down, and this can't be true. Great jazz musician Osama bin Laden is behind it."
Responsible?
And then some guy calls in. He goes, "Hey, it's just two buildings. It's not 200." And the he's like, "That's essentially what you're telling me."
Well, I mean, what you do in that situation is you turn the news off, you put your headphones back in, and you start listening to.
Oh,
It's a jazz album, man.
Oh, sorry, I don't even know how to do a jazz album in that.
he was not listening to jazz.
Well,
He
That's
doesn't.
tough, though.
Nobody does.
yeah, I know.
That's tough. I do struggle with that.
Yeah,
With
we don't
jazz?
With not with my.
If you listen to jazz, just tune out. Sorry.
What's wrong with jazz?
Whoa. I can't even think.
What are your opinions on jazz?
On jazz?
I don't listen
I
to
think
enough
at
jazz
the time
for
it was
opinion.
very culturally important.
Yeah.
I think anytime.
You're gonna die on this hill.
No, I'm you're gonna 100% serious.
Well, I agree.
Hey, that's just a it's a subjective thing. If you like jazz, you
Let
like
that man
jazz.
have an opinion.
What's wrong with jazz?
I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with jazz. I'm
It's a
saying
very important part
I'm
of
saying
music history.
our contention is that nobody likes jazz.
Well, if
one
one
person
like
likes-
jazz.
Yeah, they're called weirdos. Sorry, pedophiles.
Do you know what jazz is? Like, do you know the point behind jazz?
It's like if I could probably define it, it's like when kind of like music was very structured at a certain point in time, and then jazz was kind of like the anti-culture to it. It was like a
It was rebellious.
yeah, it was kind of yeah. It was. I mean, if you listen to it, it's
Am I
not.
confusing
It's
jazz with
way
blues?
like.
No.
Blues and jazz are the same thing or no?
Well, I think blues was kind of like a product of after jazz.
I only listen to jazz flutes.
Jazz was before blues, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's a product of
Yeah.
blues.
What no, blues is a product of jazz.
Yeah. We like kind of.
No, that would make sense.
I don't think so
That
because
makes sense.
jazz
I could
blues can be.
completely wrong, but.
Let's just take it as
Do
fact.
you hate blues too? You think blues is stupid?
No,
I
but it's
love
like
blues.
it's like if you said I really like silent movies, and I go, that's cool that you like silent movies, but nobody
I
likes
didn't
silent
say I
movies.
like jazz. I said there's an appreciation for jazz.
And
Like,
there's an appreciation for silent movies. Yeah,
yes.
I get that.
I know we're arguing here. I never once said, yeah, I love jazz. I listen to jazz when I'm at the gym.
Hey guys, welcome back to the 100% Blues podcast. no, jazz podcast. Sorry, dang it.
I mean, there'd never be a Jazz Brothers movie. Could be a movie.
Oh, you want to tell them about the idea that we came up with today? About
I don't know. Let's save that one for another.
Oh,
one.
okay. Sorry, folks at home. You'll never know. Okay, moving on. Remember when we were talking about Black Widow and then that conversation got completely
Yeah.
different?
So we do this all the time. Sorry.
I think Black Widow is a perfect example. Like that trailer. I mean, it's just a very small trailer, but I think it's a perfect example of kind of like Captain Marvel did it wrong. I think Star Wars is doing it wrong. It looks like.
Whoa, Captain Marvel did it wrong. What do you mean?
Here we go.
Okay.
We'll get back,
All right,
we'll
here we
get
go.
back to Black Widow.
Now we're
So
getting
wait,
into
are
I'm
you-
curious.
are you-
Okay. Oh no. Okay.
Did you like Captain Marvel?
I appreciated it.
Okay. But can you agree that Brie Larson has no personality? And there's no you can't relate to her character.
I mean, she's not Kristen Stewart or anything like that. I think she has a little.
She's a decent actor, but at the same time, like
She's a decent actor. She
How
does have an
can you-
Oscar.
Can you relate to Captain Marvel at all? Is there any relatability, like her character, her depth?
I mean,
She's a fighter pilot.
if I was a feminist, like
Slash-
a hardcore feminist.
But
then
even
yeah.
if you're a feminist, there's
But
no
can you relate to
connection.
Iron Man though?
He goes through struggles, yes.
Well, okay, yeah. But I mean,
He's
like
a little
his overall personality though. I mean, you can make that argument for him.
His personality, like if I might not have that same personality, but at the same time, you can still connect.
Who do you
with
think
him
is the most
emotionally.
relatable Marvel
With
character?
the I can relate that he makes mistakes.
Probably
Cap.
probably Cap.
Yeah.
No.
Probably Cap.
No,
No?
I don't relate to Cap
Who?
at all. He makes too many like good. He's too much of a good guy.
Isn't that who he
And I'm
is?
too
He
flawed.
Yeah,
changes,
no,
he
I'm too
changes.
flawed. I'm too
I
flawed.
think that, but I think
he knows he's flawed.
I think Bucky's the most relatable to be honest. I mean, he's not like a mainstream
I would
villain
even
or
say-
hero, but
I would even say like can't think of his name.
what hero is he?
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye? Buck Clint.
Oh no, you know who's really relatable? Quill.
You know
He's
who's
a normal guy.
really Yeah,
Well,
he's the most relatable because
Yeah,
he's an
yeah.
everyday dude. That's a
With these
superhero.
whole, yeah.
And you know the most relatable, and I'm not doing this to virtue signal or to pander or do anything like that, but Black Panther is the most relatable character. Right, Alexis?
I mean, to me.
But even like
Wakanda forever.
Even
I
Black
like
Panther,
Black Panther, but like
Yeah.
he had to fall from grace. He got knocked down a peg. Shoot,
Or even-
Killmonger
even
threw him
Strange.
off a
Doctor
freaking
Strange,
cliff.
he was at the top of his game, and then
But that's
he brought
exactly what I'm
Bob, and then
saying.
came back
Captain
down.
Marvel had no turmoil.
She was great from the beginning.
Like she was a fighter pilot, which is the top of the elite of
Yeah.
humanity. Like you have to be a special person to be a fighter pilot.
And the only people that were holding her back
Was men.
was the patriarchy.
And then
But it was the
and
80s,
then
though, so I'll give her that.
This was it like something that holds the Tesseract blows up, and now she's a god, and just wipes through everybody throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Who was the strong? Isn't she the strongest
No, she's not the strongest.
She's one of them.
in the Marvel
No,
universe?
she's the
Not,
strongest.
we're not talking about Dragon
No.
Ball.
I hate it, but she's
Honestly,
strong.
I think Thor could beat her.
There's no way.
I
You don't think
I think
so?
Thor.
So no.
I don't know,
Not in
dude.
the MCU.
Not easy.
No, yeah,
Not
no.
easy.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the real Thor versus the real
Okay, yeah, sure, I give you that. But like, just the mere fact that like Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man against Thanos, like Thanos is
Yeah.
still coming up on top.
They underpowered Thanos even in the movies. So.
You think so?
Yeah, no, yeah, they did. That's the thing. Is like when I watch these movies, I know that they're super underpowered.
But they're underpowering everybody. Look
But
at Hulk,
Cap
they're
is
underpowering the
underpowered
Hulk.
And
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
no, I know he is, but that's what I'm saying is I always think of like what they're actually capable of, like in the comics, and I know we're not going to see that in the movies.
But that's more grounded in reality. But anyways, back to Captain Marvel. The reason why I say that when I say that they messed it up, I mean that you can't just say let's have a woman hero, and her by virtue of just being a woman
She's
means
unstoppable.
that's her struggle. I'm a woman. That's my struggle.
Okay, I see that.
Like you actually have to have a struggle. I mean, I get that there are some women in society that struggle, or even being a woman, whatever. We don't have to get into that, but that can't be the entire struggle. Because I mean, look at Black Widow's character. I mean, she clearly struggles with being a good guy. Like that's her struggle. Is like, do I do good? That's what I mean. Like, even like in Star Wars, like Rey in the new Star Wars movies, she's perfect. You know, like their only movies where that works is Passion of the Christ, and maybe Captain America, but he had to be like some shrivelly. Yeah, Batman. But even in like Dark Knight, that guy makes mistakes.
But that's
like,
why
he made, like his weakness was Rachel.
But that's why Batman is such a one of my favorite superheroes is because he's so relatable. Like, yeah, he's a billionaire, but at the same time, he messes up all the time.
Yeah, and he's a human that just pushes his limits. That's
Exactly.
really it.
I would say that he messes up more in the movies, but he messes up way less in the comics. I think.
appreciate
He
that,
still
though.
messes up in the comics.
No, he does,
But he
but
gets a lot of people killed in the comics. But like, you take away, like, okay, we can take away, and it's the whole like, oh, you're being misogynistic if you don't support Rey or you know like Captain Marvel. It's not has nothing to do with her being a woman.
Yeah.
It's like I can't relate to Rey and Captain Marvel not because they're women, because they're not relatable. They're perfect human beings
Yeah.
with no flaws and no struggles. Like, what did Rey struggle with? She knew Han Solo for 10 minutes and he died. Now, like, that's her motivation.
Yeah.
Like, what else is she?
She's a
struggling with?
mechanic, a fighter, a pilot.
I mean, but
a Jedi
look
master.
look at Finn in that movie. Like his
Finn
character,
struggles a lot.
Finn struggles a lot, but then
They waste Finn.
but then
Finn
he
and Poe.
but then he overcomes those struggles, and he's still in the movie. I'm like, why is this guy still in the Last Jedi? Like
Well-
he should have died. He should have died in the Last Jedi.
Well, no, because Rose somehow.
Don't get me started.
Let's save this one for the next.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, sorry. Anyways, what we were saying that Black Widow did right is that this character is flawed, and I think that's what makes movies good.
Oh, absolutely, I agree.
Is flaws in a character that makes it more relatable, and then you can structure a good story around that.
I think
I think what the guy from Game of Thrones would do is he would create.
You'd kill everybody.
Well, yeah. What he would do is he would create imperfect people, and what happened. I think he kind of just let it.
me and Brandon
Let
were
it
talking
ride.
about that earlier about how, because Rob Stark's my favorite character in Game of Thrones, and I was thinking about how, because I'm rewatching it now. I breezed through it the first time. Really getting more soaked into it now.
What?
But I'm really appreciating.
What?
You can just
Watch
pause it.
it.
No, yeah, I'm gonna pause everything. I can edit it.
Do we need like a symbol or like a sign?
Can you push the let's see.
Guess we gotta get Wayne a diaper.
Come on. Why is this not working? Yeah, you can just go. Just pull it forward.
If I could give any critiques real quick, just and this is myself included, we're all over the place.
No, yeah, we are.
We're all over the place, and that's myself, and that's how my brain works. Just go pee.
But we're going back. We're catching ourselves.
I know. I think we're over the duration of it. Like we're.
Yeah, no,
What are
it's
those
not.
squats or those things called?
Good mornings.
Good morning. Yeah, that's it.
What I was gonna say about Rob though is like,
Well, no,
Save it,
save
save
it for the.
oh,
Yeah.
Oh, man, where's my phone? Where the fuck's my phone? All right,
If you were, it's a Friday night.
Hold on, let me sync this.
He wants to talk about like my tender culture.
I didn't say I want to talk
what
about
is
that.
Tinder culture? What is that?
It's no one wants to live my lifestyle. It's very.
Is it just like Quagmire in the episode? Oh, you don't have to. Never mind.
He knows who he is.
I'm like Quagmire, but not as rapey.
I'm like a Jack Quagmire.
I'm like Quagmire.
You like when he came out of the house with the arm?
Yeah.
But the other side is Jack
He
too.
talked about
Oh,
my-
yeah. I was watching an episode today, and it was like virtual reality, what it's like to be have a sexual intercourse with Quagmire. And it was like him giving you a drink, and then the next scene was you driving away. He's like, bye.
There was one episode where it was like, I love their cutaways,
Yeah.
where there was like, dude, you're as skittish as a turtle. And the turtle's like, and it goes back in, and then Quagmire's like,
He's like,
yeah, he goes,
hey, you okay?
he's like, is anybody there? And you're like, shh, just be quiet, nobody's coming. You're like, and my Grace saw that, and she's like, what? They're having
That's
sex?
so funny. It is his 1,000th sexual intercourse with a largemouth bass.
Good for him.
I'll get there.
Just to 1,000?
I wonder if I could get. I could probably get to 1,000.
Have you ever had an STD? Don't lie. Don't. We're not
All
recording.
right, hold on.
Don't
Let me sync it back up.
Are we
Because
recording?
like most
I'm not
STDs.
gonna talk about this.
Shut a.
God.
All right. And there we go.
Hey,
And what were you saying? What were you saying, Alexa?
We were on the topic
Rob Stark.
of, relatable characters. So I feel like I relate the most to Rob Stark because one is the oldest, and I'm the oldest, and I feel like I take on the responsibility of becoming the leader and things like that. But also, so he's this great, valiant character throughout the series, and then he ends up falling in love. and he screws up.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
But I think that's probably, I think usually when they have such a character that's so noble and almost perfect,
and then they screw up.
they usually use them as a story piece
Mhm.
for them to die or to fall from grace after that. Like you were about to say, they killed him right after that, you know, because he was, I think,
I was never
In a horrible way too.
he was pretty
I
bad.
can't.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that episode probably 3 or 4 times, and I'm still like,
It still messes.
It
It
still
still bothers
rubs
me.
you the wrong
I
way.
cried, bro. I cried for an hour and a half after I watched
that's a
that.
long
it's
time.
really long.
I was
I mean, when you ever cried
legitimately.
that long, my
I was
grandma died.
legitimately. Well, when you get attached to these characters, it feels like you literally lost me. It's tough.
I mean, I feel that.
No, Mongo cried for like 6 days when his dog died.
I did too.
I
Hey, this is
I had to be that.
I cried for like a month when my dog died, dude.
Yeah, that's true. You did.
Like almost every day. I mean, he's in hell now, so it doesn't matter.
Because he doesn't have a soul.
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Well,
Sorry,
wait, if
my
you don't
bad.
have a soul, would it go to hell?
That's true. Yeah, he's
He's
right.
not
He's just a
right.
vacuous.
Me and Brandon were also talking about earlier about how, so we were talking about the people who bought the Star Wars or the tickets to watch the Star Wars trailer, and how people stand online for hours to go watch an hour and a half concert. We were talking about how fans, when they love something, it's real, and for someone to judge them, like it doesn't really matter to that person.
I mean, I think we all have like our guilty pleasures when it comes to
Yeah,
things.
things like that.
Like I think I'm that way, especially with music.
Oh my gosh, I'm the worst with music.
Like my iTunes library is just like all over the place. It'll be like death metal and then Britney Spears right after. Or like my movie taste. It's like the Grand Budapest Hotel, which is like this really weird
I
indie
know.
flick. Yeah, have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's decent. It's a good movie. I really like it. But then followed by it's like
The Notebook.
Furious 7.
What's the director's name again?
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson's good.
I like him.
He's made a lot of good movies.
Have you seen any of these movies? Like The World Tenenbaums, Grand Budapest Hotel,
What's the
The
one with
Aquatic of
Fox?
Steve Zissou.
That was a really funny movie.
What
was
the
the Fox
Fantastic
one? I
Mr.
wish I
Fox?
knew
Yeah,
what
that was one of my favorites.
No.
None of these movies are ringing a
I'm
bell.
not a huge-
Uncultured swine over here, am I right?
I'm progressive.
Anyways,
Maybe that just means you have more time to learn.
I mean, The World Tenenbaums has been out since 1999, so where have you been?
You've never seen? It's Bill Murray. He's in a submarine.
Wait, what's it called? What's it called?
That's The Aquatic of Steve Zissou, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Or The Life Aquatic.
That
Yeah,
sounds.
I
I feel
thought
like
it
I've
was
seen a
just-
movie with Bill Murray and stuff.
I still haven't seen that one. I've seen most of his movies. I still have a couple that I haven't seen by him. I'm still.
I mean, if I've seen those movies, it was when I was a kid. So I mean,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
I don't just sit there and
well,
watch
when you
them
get
every day.
sometimes when you get older, you start to be like, oh, that seemed. I like this director. What's his older stuff?
Do you see this? Do you do the same thing with like Barney and stuff?
What's wrong, Mark? You taught me my ABC.
No, but I do the same. I do the things that I appreciated when I was a little bit older. So like, I recently downloaded all the episodes of Dragon Ball Z, Gun Wing, Outlaw Star.
I think you realize how bad they are.
Yeah.
When you rewatch it,
How-
Like I went back and watched the X-Men show on Disney Plus.
It's terrible.
It doesn't go up.
At all.
Like I was like, oh, I'm so excited, and I watched like 2 episodes. And I'm like, I can't. I'll just whatever was in my head, then I'll let it.
I'll let it live that way.
Oh no, yeah, I started Chippendale Rescue Rangers, and I was like, I was so excited just to hear the theme song. And then I turned it on, and I was just like, this sucks.
After I watched like 2 episodes of the X-Men, I just like to go through and scroll like all the like Brink,
Yeah.
like blank
Hey,
check.
Brink holds up.
Yeah, I'd rather be like, I loved that movie as a kid. Scroll. Like I don't want to ruin that for me.
It's nice to know that it's available.
It's nice to know it's
I
there.
agree. When
But
Disney
I'm
first
never gonna
come-
watch
when
Dude,
Disney-
I watched Brink. I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it on Disney.
You know what?
I bought Brink
It wasn't bad.
like 3 months ago.
You know what holds up? Hocus Pocus.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah.
That's still
Yeah.
a great movie.
What's the younger witch? What's her name?
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Fox.
Then, not now.
Yeah, no, she turned to a fox to a horse.
Oh, you know who she's married to?
Matthew Broderick?
Matthew Broderick.
Is that who it
Who's
is?
been 20 since he's
Yeah.
since.
Now he's a
Ferris
horse.
Bueller's Day
Ferris
Off.
Bueller, yeah.
He's the same age.
Now he's a horse tamer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, now he has a horse farm with all this.
Oh. Oh, he just gives her a sugar cube. You did good,
There was-
Sarah Jessica.
You can edit this out. This is bad. But
It sounds like a script for
No, this is
Family
perfect.
Guy.
Go ahead.
so there was this. I used to work at Universal, right? And there was a girl, very nice. No, she wasn't a nice girl. She was, but she looked like a horse, right? So we would always make horse jokes, and then there was one time. We kept joking about bringing sugar cubes in.
God.
You suck.
And my buddy
Jesus Christ.
decided to get sugar cubes one day and just start eating them randomly. Like he was just
Oh,
trying to
that's
make
so
it nonchalant.
bad for you.
And he's like, hey, her.
Say your name. Dick. I know what you're going to
And
say.
she's like, yeah, he's like, you want a sugar cube? And I was like, I'll take a sugar cube. And I ate it. And she's like, I'll take one too. He's like, here you go. And I put his phone down.
Oh my god.
She was off his hand.
He's like, here you go. No, he puts one of those little muzzle things around her face.
Oh my god.
You're a terrible person. We're not cutting that. The people need to know.
People need to know.
Hey, Horseface at Universal. Hope you're listening.
You know exactly who you are.
And she's like,
But dude, I don't mean to get off topic, but I had so her and her boyfriend used to beat the shit out of each other. Yeah.
At work?
Yeah, at work. And there was one day.
I mean, horses are just a lot of shit anyway.
Yeah, she would always buck and you didn't want to stand behind her. You didn't know what was gonna happen. And there was one time
Is it all the way at the end? Sorry.
they were fighting because they fought all the time, and he was off stand because they were both lifeguards, and she was on stand, and I was walking on the pool deck, and he started talking to this girl, right, to kind of get in her head to make her mad.
Were they? Because
They were fighting.
They
They were
fight.
fighting.
Okay, I gotcha.
And she saw this and just stared at him. And he looked at her and kept talking to her, and she sprinted towards him. And it's you can't, as a lifeguard, I don't know, you can't.
Would you say it was
she get on all fours?
Yeah.
would you say it was like a
It was
canter or a gallop?
It was someone. It was someone had the gate closed and the rabbit took off, and she just wanted to get that rabbit. And my buddy who was on the other stand, he saw it, and he gets on the radio and he's like, "Bobby, watch out! Just go!" And he's like, "What?" And she just, bah, bah. She just starts punching in front of the desk. Yeah, they didn't
Wow.
fight though.
Wow.
They did it?
No,
Wow.
because his dad was his uncle was the manager. So.
Yeah, why would he get fired? Well, she would be the one. All he did was talk to somebody, and she beat the crap out of him.
But it was those relations. It was
That's
against domestic abuse, but it was one of those relationships you just kind of accepted because that's how they dealt with things.
Yeah, sure.
For some reason, when you said Bobby look out, I just imagined the Saving Private Ryan scene where he's in the sniper tower. Parker, look out! Parker, look out!
Yeah. And then it's funny, is on her way there, those horse little shows where they have the little bars where they they jump over. It's on the way there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, that's poor.
We can edit all this.
Yeah, we're totally gonna edit this
I'm
out.
serious.
No, yeah, dude, yeah.
What's your full name?
Yeah, dude,
What were we
we
talking about?
horses.
Horses, yeah. Great.
Great, majestic animals.
Very just-
Beautiful.
They make great lifeguards.
She guest starred in the War Horse.
Black Beauty.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna say Black Beauty.
Black Panther.
Yeah, she was an extra stunt double for all of them.
Okay, when I said Black Panther and we're talking about animals, can we talk about the fact that this is the most advanced society in the entire world, and they
Just
ride freaking rhinos, and they have little shirts that turn into shields. Just have shields,
But it's cool.
and they have
But
spears.
I did.
It's way funner to
Why
ride
don't
a
visually
rhino.
appealing? to
Hey,
have that.
I will say this: a cape is. If you can make a cape into a shield, that's a lot lighter than carrying a dang shield.
Well, let me ask you this: would it be more effective, a spear made of vibranium, or a gun with vibranium bullets?
It depends on what you're trying to do.
They're staying to their roots, their cultural roots. That's why they do it.
If I'm trying to like cut through a rock, I'm not gonna shoot at it with vibrating bullets.
What are the
Oh,
weapons
are you
they
trying
have?
to kill the
They have
rock?
grenades.
No, I'm just like if I'm trying to dig through something.
Why would you
Well,
cut
to
through
be fair, a rock and a is different.
a rock and a what?
Heartless.
Oh. I just, that's where honestly, that's where Black
That's
Panther.
where you drew the line. You're watching a movie.
That's just unbelievable. The fictional country of
Superheroes,
Wakanda.
That's where you draw the doubt.
But
No.
a suit that can absorb energy and reflect it back at everybody else. That's fine.
That's fine, yeah. Are you talking about how Killmonger was actually the good guy?
No.
He was.
I agree.
was not.
I
He was the good guy.
It wasn't.
He was. His views.
He was the most relatable.
He was the good guy in the
And
sense.
Michael B. Jordan is sexy.
Okay, Michael B. Jordan was sexy for sure.
Yeah.
Even with all those dots on him.
And it added to the like.
Made me think like, oh, this guy's got
Yeah, he knows
a backstory.
and then they, just like a good
He's
Marvel
dangerous.
movie, they kill him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, you know this interesting villain that you guys like? Yeah, he's dead now.
Don't get used to him. Or like a Marvel movie starts and the bad guy's just like, I'm here. Not for long though. But I really did enjoy Black Panther. I thought that everything was great about it. I really did. But I'm being totally dead serious. That last battle scene.
Well, if that's your biggest complaint, then
Also that they had two villains sharing the exact same screen time, and it really just should have been about Killmonger. Ulysses Claw shouldn't even been in the movie. My opinion. I feel like I should have seen more Killmonger and less Ulysses Claw.
Well, he died.
Hold on, I'm gonna research how much your opinion's worth real quick. Yeah, absolutely nothing.
But I have something. I as much I enjoyed Black Panther, but I don't think it was like a top tier Marvel movie.
I would agree with that statement.
I would say it almost makes my top 10.
I would say it's in the top 10.
Of Marvel movies?
Black Panther?
Yeah,
What's in the top 10?
I'd probably say it would be.
Thor 1, 3, Captain 1.
Thor 1?
Thor 1's great, dude.
It's
Are you
not
kidding
top
me?
10.
Yeah, I don't know if it's top 10.
At the
It was
time,
good.
though, yeah, I think I have
I'd
to
say right now.
Okay, right now,
okay.
maybe.
Top 3 favorite Marvel movies, because 10 is a lot.
Well, this won't be in order, but definitely Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America 2, Thor 3,
said
Civil
top three.
War.
Top 3.
Just let him keep going, man.
No, just keep going. He doesn't know numbers.
Wait,
No,
We'll do top
We
3.
said top
Top
three.
3.
oh, okay.
Like your top 3 all time. If you could only watch 3 the rest of your life.
Oh,
I'll go.
yeah, go ahead.
Infinity War, Guardians 1, Cap 2.
Cap 2 is Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier. I adore that movie.
Because
I
it's
think
about Bucky.
and well, he's great too, but it's just from start to finish, it's just such a good movie.
I feel like Cap 1 is really slow. It takes
Cap
a long
1
time
is
to
really
get
slow,
started.
and then even during the middle when it's like all like he's in full swing in World War II, it's like that should be the coolest part of the entire movie, and it's lame.
I would say.
I think that was the first Marvel movie I watched was Cap 1.
It's kind of lame. It's too goody two
it's,
shoes for me.
it's good, but it's not bad. It's not like a bottom tier.
No,
I would say
it's
Guardians.
out of
1.
my top 10.
I think
Guardians,
my favorite is Civil War.
Guardians 1, Winter Soldier, and Ragnarok. Probably my top.
You know,
I'd have
you
to
guys,
say-
you guys have both mentioned Ragnarok, and before you say yours, I'm sorry, but the only reason Ragnarok doesn't make my list, I think it's a really good movie. I think I would like it more. I do like that they changed Thor in 3. I really do. I think that I like that they changed it, but sometimes in that movie, there's some scenes I wish they had just taken a little bit more seriously. Like I'll give you an example. There's a scene where Thor's like, all right, we're gonna bust out of here, and he takes like this big giant ball and he throws it at the window and it hits him in the head. And it's like one of those like laughs in a movie where you go, huh.
I didn't think it was unnecessary. That was fun.
Yeah. But I was just like, that's a dumb joke.
But it's funny to.
It's a lighthearted movie from the
It's
beginning.
but there's funny to make fun of Thor though, because Thor is like, he just thinks he's just oh, I'm a god, I'm all this. And
I
it's
guess,
like,
but what's
so
the
fun? And he like it. Chris Hemsworth does such a good job with it. It's like it works.
I just don't want to. I don't want to take like. It's like Carrot Top. He's just like reaching into his bag for like a joke. But do you understand what I'm saying though? Like,
kind of don't agree with it.
I think it's just your
it's
opinion.
okay that you don't agree with it. I just thought that at sometimes during the movie they didn't need a joke every second.
What's your top?
Anyways, definitely Captain Marvel,
You-
Thor
you-
2, and
I had cramp, sorry.
Iron Man 3.
We had a conversation about that the other day. I was trying to defend Iron Man 3 because he says it's like the worst.
It's literally.
It's not the worst.
Thank you.
It's not the worst. It's not great.
Iron Man 3 was my least favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, can you look at what his opinion's worth real quick?
Well, all we're getting is opinions right now.
$1 million.
What is your top 3?
I mean, I'm always a sucker for all of them being on screen. So like, I love Civil War. I don't know if that's my number 1, but
Civil War is like my 4th, I would say.
Civil War, Infinity War. Ooh, I don't even know. Because I love Guardians. I love Cap 2.
Endgame.
It's just hard.
Which one
Yeah,
is
maybe
this?
Endgame.
I don't know. Endgame just doesn't have. Endgame just it has the highest of highs, but also has some really low lows in it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, like,
no, yeah, and I agree with that.
But the thing is
It's also super long.
Endgame. I don't know. Endgame is not. It's not. It's supposed to be completely different than Infinity War.
No, yeah, it
like
is.
that.
It is.
It's just literally just a big 3-hour fan service movie.
It's so true. But Infinity War is like structurally a better movie.
Infinity War.
Go ahead. Let's debate it.
It's two. You can't compare. It's 2 different movies.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Infinity, I would say Endgame's 2 different movies. I would say the first half of the movie is like a time heist, and it's like like that is like it's cool, but it's like it doesn't have the biggest. That doesn't have the payoffs the end of the movie has with that last battle.
There's a lot of payoffs throughout the Endgame.
No, I agree, but I said it doesn't have the payoffs that the last battle has. I mean, it has payoffs, but it doesn't have nearly the level.
The fact that the greatest moment in MCU history is when Cap gets the hammer,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then he gets his butt handed to him by Thor. He stands up, he looks around and sees
Thanos.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Thanos. And he gets his butt handed, he gets thrown around. He stands up and he sees the millions of troops coming at him. And he tightens his shield and he's like down to take him on.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was the coolest moment in MCU history.
Yeah, because it was impossible odds, but you still.
But that just like sums up who Cap is.
Oh man, that's
I
so
agree.
true. That's so true. No, I totally agree. I'm just saying that, like, we can compare Infinity War. I would say that Endgame hits way higher highs, but Infinity War stays at a high and it doesn't stop until the end of the movie when he snaps his face.
I have one complaint against
Endgame or Infinity War? What's that?
How they did Star Lord.
What do you mean?
They made you
Oh, how
they
they
want
made
to
the bad
hate
guy?
Star Lord.
That's
Yeah.
not out of character though. You know what I mean? I mean,
I felt like it was kind of out of character.
you think it's out of
I
character?
think it was kind of out of
Can I
character.
make a case for this real quick, guys? Can
I
make a
will
quick-
say, let me say something real quick. I will say one thing I have not against it, but I just wish I could have seen was I really wanted to see the fight between Thor and Thanos in the ship. Like when you know how he starts out in the ship.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to see that.
I mean, but it was already a long movie already.
I think it was kind of cool how they set it up.
No, it was. I really did want to see it because like that's an extra what
Hour?
No.
Well, with
15
them,
minutes because
with them destroying
15
Xandar
minutes,
and
yeah.
fighting Thor, I think you could have easily added both of those.
But no,
things.
Thor Ragnarok ended right.
Yeah, right there. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like he was right there in front of him. So like you just pick it up from there, and then they board the ship, they fight.
Yeah.
You know, let's say 15, 20 minutes.
What's your top 3?
Wait, hold on. I just real quick.
Justin, you've had enough.
I just want to address this real quick. It's not out of character for Star Lord because if you remember back in Guardians 2, when he tells him that he killed his mother, he comes out of his like literal psychic trance and he starts shooting his father.
Yeah, but that's different.
Why is that different?
It was just really exaggerated of his character to do that.
But it's not out of character. It might be exaggerated, it might be hyperbolic, but it's not out of character.
I just didn't like how they. I don't agree with it.
I agree that it may have been a lame plot device for Thanos to get away with it.
Yeah, they had to throw something at him.
But I would say it's not out of character though. Because I would say he's the most flawed out of all of them.
Star Lord?
Yeah, he
For
definitely is. He's a piece of crap.
Oh
Even
yeah.
more than.
He's the most
He's the most flawed.
human. He's the most human.
Then who? Maybe not the robot chick, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Black Widow, maybe?
yeah. But I would say
Bucky?
Star Lord is still on that journey of becoming a decent human being. I think.
No, I think he became a decent human being in Guardians 1.
Well, Bucky's.
He said
Bucky's always been a
literally
decent
at the end of the movie of Guardians 1, he said let's do a little bit of bad, a little good,
That's his
bit
character.
of both.
That's who he is. He's not going to change that.
That's
He
what
wouldn't want to change that.
was my argument that he's inherently good or inherently bad.
You
It's
just
just
said he's on a journey to become a better human being.
Aren't we all? Right, guys.
Amen.
Way to pivot when you're losing an argument.
I'm going to die.
Okay, what is your top
Way
three?
to dodge.
What is your top three?
Aren't we all, guys?
Which Justin can't show.
I like Black Panther, Thor 1, and Civil War. Just, I mean,
Thor 1?
yes. Yeah, Thor was my favorite before I really liked Black
I
Panther.
don't know. Thor one was.
I would
I
say
mean, I liked it. I liked it because that's an original movie.
so true. And nothing, like, you'd never seen anything like that before.
Exactly.
I would say aesthetically, Thor was
Besides
probably
Iron Man,
one of the
Captain
best looking movies that they've made.
Which one?
Thor 1, aesthetically, like, just like when you see Asgard for the first time, just
Mhm.
like all these different
And
planets.
the
Rainbow
is so
Bridge.
cool.
Yeah.
But that's why I like Thor Ragnarok. They added that kind of 80s theme, which kind of fits Thor.
Yeah, and then they
I
were
like
like,
those origin
honk,
stories though.
and ha ha, I'm slapping myself. Yeah. It's really pretty, but they're like, you know, acting like an idiot the entire time, too. That's my problem with Thor 3. It's a minority opinion, I guess. I still like the movie, guys. I'm just saying it was just didn't
I
take
mean, you're the
itself
same
seriously.
guy who thinks the Game of Thrones writers are like the worst writers of all time.
You keep saying that that's my position. It's not my position.
That was your
Isn't that
position.
exactly? I think that's exactly what
That's
you said.
exactly what you said, and then I argued you down to something else.
That's
Yeah.
not what I said. I
And then you
said,
left with your tail between your legs, Justin.
Why have someone saying that's exactly what happened?
yeah, to mess with me. Okay, so
Am I?
this is what I.
If we're gonna be honest,
this is.
Game of Thrones was books before it even got to the point where they started doing their own actual writing. It's because I read the first book. It's pretty much just a script of the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they stopped at season 5.
Do they
Six
do
and
they
five
do
and
they
six.
jump around in the
Middle
book too?
No, in 5 they were like, the reason why 5 was so slow is because they're like, is he gonna come out? No, okay, screw it. And then near the end of season 5 that's when this picks up. That's because when they started writing their own
They
stuff.
And you know
books
what?
finished
Your
when John
argument
dies.
that they're great
And that's in
writers.
6.
Can
They
you
don't
let
even-
someone finish talking?
They don't even write that shit. They write. They just do what George R. R. Martin does.
No, they didn't.
Can you imagine what
They
it's
did a
gonna be
lot
like?
of the
Sorry, can you imagine what it's gonna be like when him and Mog are on the same podcast?
No one's gonna be able to talk.
Hey guys, no, you hold on!
Hold on, real quick.
Just real quick,
Let me go on a 20-minute rant real quick.
But yeah, so for any Game of Thrones fans, I 100% recommend the books. The books are so great, just because they really get into the mind of the character, and they're pretty much word for word this series. The only thing that's different is just like fluff, like whenever.
Well, no, they took out a lot of main characters.
Well, I'm talking about the first book in the first season. That's pretty much
That's the first
the
book.
main. I'm still working on the rest of them, but they're
But if
really
you're not
good.
a loser and you want to read, just watch the show.
They're really good.
Just kidding. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, who reads except for billionaires and business owners and some of the best people?
Nerds. All right, Brandon, did you say your three? Wait, hold on. You said Thor 1, Black Panther, Civil War.
I don't know about Thor. Okay. I love
Changing?
Thor. Thor is my favorite character.
So
I
Thor
just
2?
am a sucker for origin stories. But I mean, they're all really good. The worst Marvel movie is sometimes better than the best DC movie.
It's the truest thing said
I
today.
don't
Bro.
agree with that.
So what's the worst Marvel movie you think?
She's not including Batman, clearly.
Iron
No.
Man,
No.
Iron Man 3.
I'm talking about like
Oh my god.
Iron Man 3, Thor.
Thor
Dark
2.
World.
Yeah, Thor 2.
You think Thor Dark World's better than...
No. I'm saying that's one of the worst.
Then Iron Man 3?
No, I'm
Just because it's
saying,
boring.
well, you said that the worst Marvel movie is 10 times better than any DC movie.
Wonder
Pretty
Woman.
much.
You seen Wonder Woman?
Wonder
Oh
Woman's
no, I'm
amazing.
tripping. I take that back. But
Yeah,
Wonder
Aquaman's
Woman was
pretty good,
really good.
Aquaman was good.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman's
Pretty
really
good.
they've made some pretty decent Marvel movies, or I mean DC movies.
Batman versus-
Batman's amazing.
DC movies aren't...
I heard the DC shows are really good. I don't
Justice
watch
League
them.
and Batman vs Superman are pretty low tier. They're like
Justice League-
Thor Dark World.
Justice
level.
League just wasn't good, like, visually.
Writing.
The mustache.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is I wouldn't if that was a big controversy that they had to digitally remove the mustache. I wouldn't make it the first scene of the movie.
But also, I'd rather watch Justice League over Iron Man 3.
You mean the cartoon?
What do you guys? Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, what was it?
Would you rather watch Justice League or Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man
Justice
3.
League.
Justice League.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
Alright, Batman versus Superman or Thor 2?
Probably
It depends
Thor
on if
2.
it depends because like BVS is so long.
It
It's a
is,
really
but
long
it's
movie.
still at least entertaining. Thor 2 is just like,
There's some
I
entertaining
don't care
parts.
about the Dark Elves. What are they even doing? What's their motive?
What is a freaking dark elf?
Probably Batman vs Superman to be honest.
I think DC.
I think Batman vs Superman is
Also,
better than
remember,
Justice League.
Joker's in DC. It's not a DCU,
I haven't seen that,
but
I
it's
haven't seen
DC.
Dude, I was hoping that they would have built up the DC, like kind of like, I mean, obviously do it a lot better, like the Justice League and all that stuff, and then eventually do a Marvel versus DC
Ooh,
movie.
that'd be cool. But they rushed
Versus
it.
Mortal Kombat.
They rushed it though.
Who would win?
Here's the thing: is
Marvel.
DC.
that's the thing. Is like here's the thing: is there's a lot of characters
have
in
Captain
DC.
Marvel.
There's a lot of characters in
True.
DC that are very
We're gonna have to match him up.
very human. So like like Batman's human. Not that he's not amazing, but like
So Batman and Iron Man would go
no.
toe to toe.
Actually, in the comics, Batman went against Hulk and won. So
I'd say Batman and Hawkeye.
yeah, he did.
and
Batman would
okay.
destroy.
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
Batman would
Wouldn't
destroy
even be
Hawkeye.
competition.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
What if Hawkeye saw Batman a mile away and Batman had no idea he was there?
Well, that's not a fair.
can he shoot an
competition.
arrow a mile?
Do you think Batman would let him see him a mile away?
And you're gonna add in one of Hawkeye's strengths is his accuracy and his bow.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta add in Batman's defense.
Well, I think anybody. Yeah.
I would say Batman's accuracy is pretty good too.
Yeah, no.
He's kind of like in the new Black Widow trailer, Taskmaster.
And that's the thing is like part of
Bow
the
guys.
like half the fight is like the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, yeah, Batman has all the time in the world and he knows his enemy. Yeah, of course he's gonna pretty much beat everybody.
And Hawkeye lost against Black Widow in Avengers 1, so there's a thing right there.
Yeah,
Can
but
we just talk about really quick how, so I'm going back to school for arts, and one of the
Nerd.
programs.
What do you read books?
Well,
you get
one of the-
education, huh?
Listen, one of the art degrees you can get is in video game designing. How cool is that? That'd be a lot of fun.
I heard it's cool, but I'm thinking video game testing. Video game testing I hear is miserable.
No, video
Is
game
it?
industry is miserable.
That's what I've heard. I heard the hours just ridiculous.
Yeah,
The what is?
The hours.
Yeah, they work like
Yeah.
if they're working on a video game. They
How much fun would it be though to?
It'd be fun for the first 3
It-
days, and then after 72 hours straight shift, I'd be like, I'm done.
It's probably like making pizza. You're like, wow, I'm making the thing that I love. This is awesome. And then you're just like, I fucking hate pizza.
Why am I working at Domino's?
Like us with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Like
Brandon,
I saw, I see. Sorry, just to, what she was talking about. Like I saw guys that like they make video games. Of course they're passionate about making and designing, but like people would be asking them, "Oh, do you play this game?" They're like, we have no time to play video games ever.
yeah.
Have you noticed the common trend of what they all look like? They're very pale and fat.
It's true.
Because they don't have time to get out. They literally sit inside all day
True, yeah.
making this.
I guess it's not as fun as I thought it was gonna be.
I would say like content creators, like YouTubers, or these people that like work at IGN. All of those people, they seem like they have a good job. Where I mean, I mean, from our perspective, of course, because they're playing every video game. But I don't know what it's like when it becomes a job.
I-
You know
I
what
I think the people who have the most fun are the people who design like the costumes and what the levels look like.
I'm sure there's levels of it too that are fun. Yeah.
Well, there's a guy. He's a streamer now. It's called Dr. Disrespect. He's hilarious.
He's the best.
Dog, you like
Yeah, I love
Dr.
Dr.
Time?
Yeah.
Yeah. His dream was always to be in the video game industry, and I think he worked for IGN first, and then he got a job at Activision doing level design for Call of Duty, and he hated it. Like he quit and went back to streaming. He's like, this is awful. I hate it.
He's one of the best streamers.
Oh,
I think he is the best streamer.
He
that's out
won Streamer of the Year.
there. Did he?
Yeah.
He's so good too.
Dude,
It's crazy how good he
the
is.
fact that he can role play for 12 hours straight a day
That's
and
crazy.
not break character.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
yeah, he's like kind of like a '80s bad guy.
He's
kind
like
of character.
6'8" too.
He's huge.
He's hilarious, dude. His rages are. But I think like being a content creator, like being a streamer, like streaming 12 hours a day playing video games would be kind of. But at the same time, you get to.
You know what?
Like,
you know
we
what
should
I
I think
thought
there's
about?
levels of like misery too. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're just like working yourself to the bone and you have to do all these.
I'm sure your eyes are really bad.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're just kind of playing a game that you love, or playing, and you get to choose the game, and you're just recording it, and you're like, okay, I got to play for, probably a little bit longer than I usually do, but you're okay with that because you choose to do that.
Well, that's not the hardest part, though. I would say the hardest part, because I consciously think about it sometimes when I play video games. Playing the video game is not the hardest part. Because usually what these content creators would do is they're, number one, they're really good, and that's why people watch them. And then number two, they make it interesting by the things that they say. So not only do you have to be good, you have to be cognizant of what you're saying while you're playing, and that's what I struggle with. I'm like, I'm trying to be good and say something clever.
Well,
That's tough.
You take like the dog. He wasn't that good at video games when he first started streaming, and there's a guy named Tim the Tap Man who's not. He's good at video games because he plays all the time. But
Yeah.
he's not the best. But you watch him because he's entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, at the same time, when you first start streaming, yeah, you got to put in 12, 14-hour days because you want people to see you.
Oh yeah.
But after that, like the big time streamers, they stream really well. I'm gonna stream 4 hours a day.
Ninja.
Because
You
people
watch
are
it
gonna
all?
watch
I
it.
hate Ninja.
Do you?
Yeah, he's very.
Okay,
Say
so
it,
quick
say
question. So I've been recently listening to EDM music. So much fun to listen
I
to.
love you.
Oh my god, I love it. I went to
Festivals are
EDC.
so.
I love
Bro,
Eminem.
bro.
It's
so
my
much
favorite
fun.
candy.
So, but I was thinking,
Uncultured.
people make these movies. I was like, people make these songs, DJs create these songs, and I can only imagine how much fun it is as an artist to create these songs. But then you have people who just enjoy the music. Who do you think has more fun? The people who create it or the people who are enjoying it? Like the people who are
People who
dancing to
create
it.
it. I'd say.
You
Yeah,
think so?
probably.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
get
know,
to
'cause I have a
create-
lot of fun
Because
dancing to
they
it.
obviously have a huge passion for what they're doing.
But
to be
if
able
you're
to do
passionate
that.
about music, then you're passionate about listening to it too.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
Sounds like your mind's already made up.
But think about like you put so much time into a song or a movie or whatever you're doing, and you know millions of people are gonna listen to it or enjoy it. You're gonna be way more passionate and have more fun than doing that than just listening to it.
think of it this way. Let's say
Well,
you.
because we've been talking about Marvel movies for the past, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And it's like, we love these movies, we enjoy them. Well, how much fun do the people who create them have?
But I would
Like, who
rather
has the
create
better
them
end of the
than
deal?
watch them. I would rather create them than be a fan.
Yeah, I agree.
It might lose some of its luster though.
I don't think so.
Being,
I think it'd be
being
more.
a creator. Maybe. I mean, maybe for some creators it does, and maybe for some depends on how passionate you are going in.
But
you
to,
know.
to be honest, how many of these creators, let's take Star Wars and Marvel, are actually lifetime fans? Like the actors.
Like Kathleen Kennedy, she's probably not a Star Wars fan.
Let's not talk about
Well,
Kathleen.
That's a topic for another day.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later. Don't
Well,
worry.
you take
Don't take your name out of
like
her
Robert
mouth.
Downey Jr. He wasn't an Iron Man fan.
No,
He was
you
a
can
recovering
take
addict
yeah.
that needed a job, and they took a shot on him. Like he didn't.
Like if
fail.
if they casted Tom Cruise in a Marvel movie, Tom Cruise would probably be like, yeah, I would want to be in a Marvel movie.
But that's why, like, you take Ben Affleck, who actually is a lifelong Batman fan. He loves Batman. He has a Batcave, and that's why he got fired. Because he was like, I'm not writing and directing Batman until I think it's right. And then if you're taking too long to fire.
So it's such a shame.
Or not fire him. He's like, all right, why quit? Like,
He
I'm,
would have done such a good job too.
he would have been
Yeah.
a great Batman.
It's the people who are the most passionate about it that do the best job.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to take any crap.
You take,
true.
you take like Walt Disney. Not to be on Disney.
Here we go. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like when he had the vision for Disneyland, it took him so long to make it. He went bankrupt. You know, like he never got to really like enjoy it because he was bankrupt during his like
Yeah.
whole tenure, like later life. Once he died,
That's when it became big.
that's when it came big, and his brother like fulfilled his
And he was the one that kind of opened up Disney World,
Right.
right?
He opened up Disney World. But it was all Walt's
Was
like
it
dream.
Roy Disney? Or
Roy Disney.
Roy Disney.
But then after Roy died, they brought in these two guys, Eisner, I think his name is. And at the beginning they were like that, but then they got really cheap and only for profit and money. And that's when in the 90s and early 2000s, that's when Disney kind of went to shit because they didn't put in time because they didn't love Disney like Walt and Roy did.
Yeah.
They
You can tell when
they
someone
saw
loves a
they saw the
project.
profit, and the fans saw that, and they're like, "Well, this isn't Disney." Because
Oh
you know,
my
you
God,
go
we're
to
talking about
Disney,
that earlier.
you go to expect like perfection. You expect the best of the best.
Dude, I went to I like classical music. I went to the Game of Thrones concert. It was great. And I was standing in line at the concession stand, and there was a couple behind me. I started talking to them, and they were talking about how they signed a petition to get the 8th season redone. And I was like, okay, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I can't expect all of these actors, all of these, anyone that was involved in creating the season to come back and be like, oh, a few people don't like it, let's just redo this whole thing. But as a fan, you don't want to hear any of that. You want to see it redone.
That's true.
I will say if it's a few people, yeah, you let it go. Like, you know, I told you that you can't please everybody. But if literally like most of the fans and even like a creator and like directors are all saying,
Or the
hey,
current director.
or are all saying, hey, you should probably go this way. and you're not listening because you think you have some sort of vision for it, and it's just not working out, and everybody's getting mad at you, you should probably change it.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even like if they remade Last Jedi. If they said, "Hey, our bad, we're gonna remake
Our
it,"
bad.
I'd be
Our
like,
bad.
like I mean, I'd rather them say, "Hey, we messed up. We're gonna change to the next movie."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you
Well, I
appreciate
think
that
they
as a
kind of
fan?
did.
As a fan, if they came out and said, "Hey, we messed up. We heard what you guys complained about, and we're gonna make sure
I think that means everything
kinda
to
do
a
a fan service."
They
I
kinda-
would be.
They kind of did though, if you think about.
Mm,
I mean, to you, but
JJ said it, but not.
Well, that's what I mean. Like they fired Ryan, and
They-
they brought JJ back because they felt like people were relatively happy with what
All right,
JJ
well,
did.
we're gonna talk about that one later.
It's hard enough.
I know it's hard not to talk about it.
All
'cause
roads lead to
That's
Star
another
Wars.
segment we're about to do here pretty soon. We're gonna do preview, I guess I should say, of episode 9, and we're gonna give you our thoughts on 7 and 8 before. it
Did
comes
you
out.
give us your Marvel movies?
Yes. I did.
Yeah.
What were they again?
See, he
Civil-
only
I
cares
feel like-
about his thought.
Wow.
The Civil
We've
War.
heard so much.
Civil
Let's
War.
see.
I'm just
Guardians 1.
Guardians one.
No, it was
No, I didn't say
No? Was it you that said
It was
Guardians?
Civil War, Infinity War.
We make Guardians one.
I love Guardians one.
Oh, Guardians one.
I mean, let's.
Guardians
I do like Guardians a
I'm
lot.
fit Star-Lord Chris Pratt, and you're Parks and Rec Chris Pratt.
What do you mean? I'm just kidding.
I'm Jurassic Park.
I love Chris Pratt's character in Jurassic World's name. It's like the most
Or Jurassic World.
frat bro name. Owen Grady.
How'd you feel about Fallen Kingdom?
It's the worst movie I've ever seen.
It wasn't the worst, but
Okay, it was better than Iron Man 3.
it was way better than Iron Man 2.
Okay, I think I enjoyed
Fucking
it.
Neverland.
You know,
was better than Iron Man.
don't you dare! The thing I did not like about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom was everything after they left the island. All that stuff with like the island blowing up. I thought that was actually like really cool. I thought it was like decent, but everything after was just.
All right, so we've been going over an hour. Do you guys want to keep going, or
Maybe final
Dude, it's
thoughts.
been an hour already.
final thoughts on what?
We can keep talking.
I mean,
It's up to you too, because I know you're about
It's
to.
getting a little hot in here.
I mean, I'm good for just like a little bit more content.
We'll go another 15.
15. I'm good. 15.
All right, sounds
What's
good.
your favorite holiday?
What'd you say? Final thoughts on what?
Yeah, you just spit ideas and no.
What's our final thoughts on?
No, final thoughts.
Okay, well
My
my
final thoughts would be like, why am I dying?
Everybody
so
dies.
the reason why I asked what your favorite holiday is because for whatever reason I'm not in the Christmas spirit. I usually never am. But Halloween's my favorite holiday.
Halloween's my favorite time.
Yeah, Halloween's my favorite holiday.
think you
And
do
so
it
once
right,
Halloween's over, I'm like, I'm just ready for Christmas to be done with so that Halloween can come back around.
Why is Halloween your favorite?
I think because
Besides all the obvious that it's awesome.
I think one because I was very sheltered growing up and I wasn't allowed to participate in like watching scary movies. I was very paranoid about things, and so now that I'm a little bit older, I can enjoy it, and I'm really enjoying it. Like I go and see every Conjuring Universe movie that comes out. I went to Halloween Horror Nights like 5 or 6 times this year, and we threw this crazy Halloween party. It was a lot of fun. But
When did you? How close to Halloween was the Halloween party? I always find
it was on Halloween Day.
Was it?
It
Oh,
was on
cool.
Thursday, yeah. It was a lot of fun.
I think Halloween's getting better because I feel like with Christmas, like Christmas is like December. You know, like we
No, it's
celebrate-
like
It's
late
like
November.
yeah,
to December.
yeah, it's a long
for a
time.
lot of people, it's like November 1st.
We
To,
don't
It's
talk
like
about those
before
people.
Halloween.
We don't talk about those people. You're one of those people.
But I feel like Halloween is just like
Halloween's getting longer.
It's just a very
it's
adult
very,
holiday.
It's a very carefree
Yeah.
holiday. You don't have to worry about like cooking and like having people over you don't
Because
like.
honestly, Christmas is stressful when you're an adult.
And,
It's
like,
different when you believe in
The
Santa.
idea of Christmas is gone, and then Halloween is not about demons and ghouls. It's about like
Having a good time.
having a good time, being with your friends, and like take
Getting
Halloween
scared by
Horror Nights.
scary
I
movies.
think I think Halloween is kind of interesting. I think it's hypocritical because we teach our kids not to take any candy from strangers. And then,
If you're gonna take
we
your kids
and then we
trick-or-treating.
then we condition them all to go to every pedophile's house and take candy from them.
There's one condition I would sign, and that's for Halloween, just be on the last Saturday of
I'm just
October,
kidding.
For sure.
instead of like a Wednesday.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Come on, Trump. What are you doing?
Next
man?
year it'll be
Yeah,
on.
this is why I don't like.
Well,
You know, and that's why, like, as an adult, like, Halloween was like one day. You know, it wasn't like a full long.
Halloween's on Saturday next year.
But you take like, you take like Halloween Horror Nights. Like we had fun.
Yeah, we did. But like for you, like you went a lot. But for me and Brandon, we only went once. It's like harder for us to go, like take a whole night and
Yeah, I went
go to.
I went like every Friday.
I was about to say I went almost every.
So I think
Like,
Halloween is like what your perspective of like where you are in life.
Pretty much. And if I had kids, it'd be different. Or Christmas would probably be all about the kids, and I'd be more in the spirit and things like that.
Yeah, for Halloween I had to go walk around some stupid neighborhood with my daughter could barely even freaking walk.
What's your favorite holiday, Justin?
His birthday.
Birthday. I wouldn't consider it a holiday, but I do love.
I consider it.
Do you consider it a holiday?
When's your birthday?
Yeah, I consider your birthday.
I don't know.
Oh, your birthday was the other day.
When is your birthday?
In June.
I swear it was
Every day is my birthday.
Mongo's is coming up.
When?
Like next week.
Yeah, we're
Really?
there's a surprise birthday party for him on the
Really?
16th.
Okay, hope you listen to Mongo.
Yeah. Hope you listen. Shout out Mongo.
We're gonna ruin your surprise.
I would say my favorite holiday is probably Christmas
Yeah.
because it's been a constant. Like Halloween changes throughout my however old I get. Like it's like 1 year I can go party
Well,
more.
Christmas changes how old you get
For
too.
when you're a kid, yeah.
It does, but it the idea of Christmas, like there's a Christmas morning, there's different roles that you play in the participation of Christmas, but Christmas doesn't change. I think for me, that's just my like instead of the
Christmas?
gift giver or the giftee, I'm like the gift giver now, but I'm still part of like the whole morning, ritual and.
I guess I'm just over like all of the Christmas decorations and things like that. But Christmas really is the only holiday that has music, which
That can
a
get
lot
pretty
of
tired.
people really enjoy. And
Yeah,
Christmas is
music. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, turn on the joy from like September, right, like November 1st or something like that.
That's a little bit much.
Yeah.
I don't start celebrating Christmas until the end of Thanksgiving.
It's like now is a good time.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Just maybe
yeah.
December 1st.
December. Yeah.
So
Or first week.
I felt your sentiment when it comes to Christmas music. Until
I don't like Christmas music. I'm saying, as a whole,
No.
it's a time of the year where people like. So for
I like
example,
the idea of Christmas.
exactly. I went to a taco stand the other day, and there's a convenience store right next to it. I went and I bought a zebra cake. I was really excited about it. And I sat next to some guy, and I was like, "Hey, do you want my cake?" He was like, "Oh yeah, thanks so much."
Why
I was
could it-
like,
why
"This is
could
the
it-
Christmas spirit right here."
Why'd you? Oh, I was like, why'd you buy it and you gave it away? And you're like,
Well,
I gave it away because
I didn't buy it to
oh.
give it to this guy, but I'm like, "Hey, it's the Christmas spirit, or it's that time of year. I'll see if this guy wants this."
It's the most
He
wonderful
did.
time
And
of
plus,
year.
I had 5 tacos coming, so I wasn't gonna
Oh,
be.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I changed my attitude towards Christmas last year.
Mhm.
I got really obsessed with one song, Christmas song in particular, because I used to work at the Chick-fil-A mall, the Chick-fil-A at the mall in Lakeland, and they would play Christmas music, and it was just the worst.
I was about to say,
Did they play the Chick-fil-A in the
They did,
north
but they
side?
played instrumentals.
Taylor Swift just released the Christmas
Oh,
album.
God.
That she did.
But anyways, I would hear it every day, and it was just
That's why I don't like Christmas
and it was
music.
so annoying. And then I heard one specific song, and it like kind of changed my attitude towards like Christmas music. And I was like, wow, that like is it really? It's "Have Yourself a Merry Christmas" by Reliant K.
Do you know
It
what's
just
really good?
jams.
Is August Burns Red instrumental.
Those are good too, yeah. But you have to like that song that I was saying got me in the mood for Christmas music, and I think that kind of can usher you into listening to.
It's also
everything
really hard to get in the mood when it's 85 degrees outside.
else.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
yeah,
I was
you're not
talking
lying.
to someone about that. I was telling him about how I'm not really in the Christmas spirit, and he was saying, well, I'm from the north. He said he was from like Massachusetts or something, where the trees change color, where it snows on Christmas instead of rains.
It's like white.
Sounds so nice.
It's like 60 right now,
It's-
thank God.
It looks like Christmas versus here where it usually rains.
Also, what doesn't
And the
help
trees don't change.
what also doesn't help Christmas is there's lame Christmas movies. God, can we get
Yeah,
a good
I
Christmas
There
movie?
is nothing like Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Santa
It's a
Yeah.
great Christmas movie. But no, what I'm saying is like, yeah, that's one. And then you got like Die Hard and like Home Alone.
Christmas Story.
Okay, but there's like a handful. Is there any
Christmas story?
there's okay,
National Lampoon.
what I'm saying is there's like 20 Christmas movies that come out every year.
Yeah, Lifetime.
And exactly, but like there's only like one good one every decade.
It's
What's a good
really
Christmas
hard to
movie
make
too?
a new,
Die Hard.
innovative
Die Hard?
Christmas movie.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay, come on with
It can be done. Okay.
Wait, what was the question?
Come up with a Christmas movie?
It's hard to come up with a new, like, innovative Christmas movie.
Alright,
Come up
so
with a
there's
Christmas
this
movie?
guy, Santa Claus is on his roof, and he scares him,
Yeah.
and he has to become
He kills Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
you
no,
call
that's
it
not a Christmas movie.
the Santa Claus. You get it? The Claus.
Dude, that's clever. We
Which
should
is
make a
really
movie.
clever. I didn't realize that until I was an adult.
I just realized that right now. That's not how you spell Claus? No,
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
really? I've been spelling it all my life.
I actually really hate the Santa Claus movie.
They should do a movie where it's like a massive family takes like a trip, and like one of the kids gets like left at the house, right? Like let's say they're on the and then a
What?
couple
No, yeah.
thugs try to rob them
Yeah.
from their house. I
And
think
the kid's like, he just owns these thugs.
yeah, he just bakes traps and
There's one part of Home Alone that I don't get. So there's a scene in the movie where the two crooks realize that Kevin's home alone, and it's during the day when he's like decorating the tree. He's like, "Hey, Dad, can you help me with the tree?" And Marv's over the window like, "He's home alone. I'm gonna go back to my van, tell him, and then we're gonna come back 5 hours from now."
They had a plan.
Plan what?
It's the daylight. They're not gonna rob someone in daylight.
But he already
He's
knows.
home alone.
But he has neighbors.
He's a little kid.
No, he doesn't. They're all gone. They
Has
robbed them
neighbors.
all.
No.
They know who's home and who's not home. But okay. They're not going to go inside, but they're going to go up to his window during the day.
Well, they're
You see
acting
the
as-
logic I'm
weren't
saying?
They adding like, weren't they acting like security people? Like,
No, not then.
I don't remember now.
In the beginning, he was impersonating a cop.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, and then
We talk about how great Joe Pesci is.
he's pretty great.
Have you seen The Irishman?
Not yet.
Oh, I want to.
I don't have 4 hours to kill.
Yeah. I've heard it's good.
There's Maniscalco is in that movie, like the comedian. What's that bald guy that plays that roastmaster guy, and never mind.
A
Bad
bald guy.
The bald-
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of bald guys out there.
All right, let's start wrapping it up because we're out.
All right, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Can we talk about how Netflix is getting rid of The Office?
I
They
think
got bought out.
Disney Plus is
It's
probably
going
a
to
big
Hulu,
thing,
right?
No,
Is
it's
it?
going to. I
No,
thought
it's one of the
NBC
NBC.
was.
It's
Yeah.
one of the NBC streaming services.
But then
Another streaming service.
who's gonna buy NBC? Disney.
It depends.
Probably.
No.
At some point, the government has to step in and be like,
There's no
gotta
way to
leave.
fight
Like,
this.
gotta leave some for somebody.
Hey, it's
Because
monopoly,
Comcast
man.
owns
It's a
it.
monopoly though.
Because
You
it's
can't-
Comcast, NBC. Comcast is a massive.
Disney's
massive
gonna buy the government,
monopoly. That'd be okay.
and then Mickey will be there. Open fire!
That's what I love.
So I'm trying to watch
We get
The
it.
Office until they take it off Netflix because I'm not buying another streaming service.
You know, I don't understand that. I've never been a guy that can go back to. I do like The Office a lot. Don't get me wrong, but for me, there's so much content out there. Instead of going to watch something that I've already enjoyed, I know I'll laugh at it. I've already enjoyed it, but I would much rather spend time and
Yeah, but like,
watch something new.
Sometimes you don't want to watch something.
yeah, like sometimes, like I like to watch, like I would watch TV.
Oh, exactly.
So it's
or
like-
put it on while you're doing laundry.
I really don't want to search through and see what I want. I'll just turn it on. It's whatever.
Like for example, I want to watch Fleabag. It's on
Prime.
Prime. Apparently, it's super funny, and I watched a little bit of an episode, so I want to watch it. But I'm like, I don't really know if I want to start a new show because then I feel like I have to dedicate my time to finishing it versus, and then I have to really focus on watching it because it's all new versus putting it on in the background and knowing what's gonna happen, but it still be great.
Yeah, I guess I get that to a degree, but like for me, I would just much rather just start something new.
Yeah.
Just personally, I get it. I used to do it all the time, but I think there's so much out there now. I'd just much rather.
Do you use that same philosophy in your marriage? All right, we're gonna wrap it up there, guys.
That's our executive producer.
All right, yeah.
They can't even see you
All
anymore.
right, let's wrap
Oh
it
yeah,
up
they
there.
can't see me anymore.
I have fun, guys.
All right,
So,
yeah,
all right,
it
yeah,
was
it
fun.
was
Final
fun.
thoughts?
It's fun. Well, we've had our final thoughts.
All right, final thoughts.
All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for joining us.
Is this gonna be a
See
problem?
you. Bye.
Ruin the whole show. Scrap it.
God. Look how mad we're in. That warrants a spanking.
Well, who didn't lock it?
I think you came in last.
He came in.
I think I can do those.
Oh.
Spank yourself. Dirty boy.
I should spank Steph. She's supposed to be watching.
She's still trying to. She can't
We'll
figure it
we'll
out.
spank her for you.
What do you think?
Can I say one thing?
It's good. No, I liked it.
Sorry if I talked long.
Yeah, you gotta calm down a little.
Sorry.
I just feel like sometimes we spend way too long on one topic.
You don't want to like hammer down one topic?
No, I was thinking we need to be on
Yeah,
one
we
topic
did.
more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like I like to listen to podcasts where they
Can you go
They
hit the
jump.
red button on the back of that camera?
Where they jump more?
not where they jump, but like
You gotta realize this is like the first time.
No, yeah. This is good. No, yeah. I'm not.
how do you
It's on the back, the very back.
I just want to talk about